What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we are back with another ranking, and this time I'm going to be ranking every new figure from wave 7 through 9 of the 2.5 inch line. Now, I initially had this idea to do the same thing with the 4 inch figures as well, but then I remembered that Omega is in wave 7 and I already knew for a fact that he was going to be my #1 spot for the ranking, so like it was going to be obvious either way, especially since our top 5 video that we did as well. But I'm definitely going to be ranking wave 10 through 8 with both of the 4 inch and the 2.5 inch lines. I'm also thinking of ranking wave 1 through 10. I think that would be fun to do, like giving you my top 10 of my favorite waves. That's another thing that I have to bring back, is the top 10 videos. But in this video, we're going to rank wave 7 through 9, giving you my final and honest thoughts on the figures. So coming into the number 7 spot, it is going to be the Super Shadow figure. I wasn't really a fan of this figure, really. I wasn't even a fan of it when it was like announced and revealed or so, but I don't know, it's just that it is really just a repaint. It's not the right, yellow paint as well for Super Shadow, and there's nothing new, like I said, it's just a repaint really. He doesn't have like a new pose, he doesn't have a new face expression, and this guy has a really hard time to stand. I don't know, for some reason my 2.5 inch Shadow figures are always having a hard time to stand with these, but really though, I just wasn't a fan of this figure at all really. Like it's one of my least favorite 2.5 inch figures, so this guy is at the bottom of my list. Coming into the number 6 spot, it is going to be the classic Eggman figure. Now, nothing against this figure, I actually do like the Robotnik figure. It's just that there's nothing new going on. It is really just a 4 inch figure. He just doesn't have the elbow joints, and he's actually getting re-released a bunch of times too. But again, this figure is actually good. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just nothing new with it. It's just the smaller version of the 4 inch figure, so it's really just that. But it is a really good 2.5 inch figure. It really is a good figure. It's just it's really just the shrunken 4 inch figure. That's all it is. Coming into number 5, it is going to be Ray the Flying Squirrel. So Ray is coming in at 5 here. Now Ray it's a decent figure. I do like the head sculpt for Ray, I really do. It's just that like I said before, I'm not a fan of the arms really. I think that's what kind of set the figure back right here, but it is a decent figure. I love the head sculpt on the Ray figure. I love how you can move his tail and everything, but I'm just not a fan of the arms that they got for him, like his arms being bent right here like that. And it is nice that they added the wings here, but I don't know, it just looks kind of weird. Like the pose he's in just looks very weird, and I don't know, it just looks very odd for him in a way. I mean, I wasn't even a fan of Mighty's pose as well, because sometimes the way how he is, it's hard for him to stand. But with Ray, it's not so much, because his legs is straight a bit better, so he is able to stand a lot better than Mighty. But I'd really like the head sculpt for Ray. I think the head sculpt for Ray that they got is really on point right there. But Ray is on my number 5 spot. This figure is amazing. This is probably my favorite classic Supersonic figure ever. It's just that what made it like held back a little bit lower on the list right here is this leg problem. I have like 3 of these guys, or I think either 3 or 4 of this classic Supersonic figure, but for some reason this leg thing is a problem right there. I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but every time I get this figure, I still have some in the packaging as well, but I can just tell that this leg is always longer. I know people have this problem with their other figures, but for my classic Supersonic figure, this is always an issue right there. So for me to make this guy stand, I always have to kind of have one leg turn the other way and have one forward to have him stand a little bit better. But I don't know why this is an issue. I don't know if it's the way how it is in the packaging. I have no idea why it's like that. But other than that though, this classic Supersonic figure is amazing, man. I love the face expression, man. I love the pose. You got that standard pose like the other new classic Sonic figure. It's a really good figure. I really like this figure. I just wish that wasn't an issue for me. It's really annoying, but if that wasn't a problem, he probably would have been a little bit higher. So classic Supersonic is in my number 4 spot. Coming into number 3, we have is the classic Amy figure. They did a fantastic job on the classic Amy figure. I remember when this figure was first announced and revealed, I was super excited for it. It was actually one of my very first merch news videos when we talked about the classic Amy figure. They did an amazing job on this classic Amy figure, man. The paint is really good on her. I like the face expression they gave her. It just captures classic Amy so well. It's a really, really good figure. I can definitely see myself having her, and even in my top 3 or 5 lists when I do my top 10 list of all the 2.5 inch Sonic figures released this year, which is why she is in my number 3 spot. Now coming in at number 2, this one was pretty tough for me. This was very tough. I kept going back and forth with 1 and 2. Man, I couldn't pick. It was very hard, but I had to make the final decision. But coming in at number 2, it is going to be the classic Metal Sonic figure. Really amazing 2.5 inch classic Metal Sonic figure. It's a really good figure, but everything else is pretty alright. I mean, you can barely turn the head because, you know, again with the shoulders, but like looking at it, like just looking at it let alone, this is just a really good classic Metal Sonic figure. And Metal Sonic being my favorite, you know, my favorite Sonic character, I'm always gonna love the figures, you know, no matter what, I'm always going to love the figures. But this right here, they definitely nailed it, man. This is just an amazing classic Metal Sonic figure, man. I remember like being super excited for this when this guy was in the advent calendar, and I remember like having mixed opinions about it, the way how it looked, but after getting it in hand, it changed my mind completely. This is just a really good figure, so I definitely had to put this guy high on the list. But again, it was very tough. It was very tough to go in between, you know, this and a number 1, because number 1, it is without a doubt the classic Knuckles figure. Again, it was super tough, man. It was super tough, but I had to come to the decision. This classic Knuckles figure is amazing, man. Not only is this like my favorite 2.5 inch figure, but this is probably one of my favorite Sonic figures like ever. Like, it doesn't matter what any other Sonic figure, I'm talking about Sonic figures in general. This guy is up there. This is a really good classic Knuckles figure. And the thing is, we don't really have a lot of classic Knuckles figures, so this one being superior, man. The guy feels really good in the hand. Like, I can pose around with this guy a lot. The only thing is, it is the head though. I know I can't really turn the head, but I'll actually grab my Christmas variant right here. But look at this, I can turn at this guy's head really well. I think maybe like if I got like another classic Knuckles, maybe I can turn at this head as well. But again, man, the classic Knuckles figure, man, they're just amazing. I don't know, man, for some reason I get this feeling he's still gonna be like high on my list for any other new 2.5 inch figures that's gonna come out, but he's got to be at number 1. He's got to be at my number 1 spot. Now, this could also change in the future. For example, I don't know who's gonna be in wave 10, but whoever's gonna be the new figures, you never know. One of them could be at the bottom of the list. They could also be at the top. You know, they could also be number 1. You know, they could be classic Knuckles. I don't know really, but as of right now, this is my official ranking for wave 7 through 9. But that is going to wrap up my ranking, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what's your ranking as well in the comments down below, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends.